This is the StormTracker team Spring into Action Severe Weather Special.
Welcome to your StormTracker team Severe Weather Special. I'm Chief Meteorologist Ashley Ruiz, joined by meteorologists Brian Ramsey and Jay Martin. It's officially severe weather season in the South.
It is. This is the time of year when the weather can turn serious fast, and we want you to stay prepared.
Tonight, we'll look at everything you need to know, from dangers of flash flooding to the best ways to receive alerts and watch our forecast.
But first, let's take a look back at some of the weather events that impacted our area in 2021. The night before Mardi Gras, as we well know, an ice storm began to cripple greater Baton Rouge area. Sheets of ice caused portions of I-10, I-12, and 110 to close for several days. Not just that, but the ice caused prolonged power outages and left many without a source of heat. Temperatures stayed below freezing for more than 48 hours, which kept the ice from melting.
Major flooding impacted Baton Rouge and surrounding areas May 17th and 18th. Flooding led to several water rescues and at least 5 deaths. Some spots picked up over 9 inches of rain in a short amount of time. Floodwaters trapped residents in their homes and even inundated portions of I-10 on the morning of the 18th.
All of us in some way were impacted by Hurricane Ida, which made landfall near Port Fourchon on August 29th. Ida made landfall with maximum sustained winds of 150 miles per hour and caused catastrophic flooding. It caused wind damage for portions of the greater Baton Rouge area. Residents were left without power for days or weeks in our area. Hardest hit areas where Ida made landfall were left without power for over a month. Reports state that Hurricane Ida caused over $60 billion in damage. So let's fast forward to 2022, where we're already in severe weather season. For Louisiana, that starts in March and goes all the way through May. We can look at several things to see how severe it's going to be, from global patterns to precipitation outlooks. We already know we are going to be in a La Nina pattern by May.
Typically, when we get tornadoes and severe weather, they tend to be much smaller scale and associated with some sort of front that may or may not be attached to an El Nino or La Nina system.
Our area is just on the cusp of above average season, so we have to look closer toward what our outlooks are going to be for temperatures, precipitation, and cold fronts.
We have our area at above normal temperatures, but slightly below normal precipitation. Now that's for the overall 3-month period and may not capture those little individual stronger storms or stronger events or the smaller, heavier rain events. But that is a factor of the La Nina, that warmer and drier for the South. So there is a chance that warmer weather, could bring more moisture into the atmosphere and could potentially have an above normal severe weather season.
This is why we watch all components to see if we are going to see a watch or warning issued for upcoming severe weather.
The Storm Prediction Center monitors the severe threat for the entire United States every single day. They issue a severe weather outlook based on the areas that have the potential for severe weather and the potential magnitude of the storms. So the main risk categories range from a level 1 marginal risk and a level 5 high risk. A marginal level 1 risk means there could be a few severe thunderstorms, and this is very common in southeast Louisiana. There have been several tornadoes even on a marginal risk day, so you want to make sure you never let your guard down. A slight risk is a level 2 risk. This means scattered severe storms are possible. However, a widespread severe weather outbreak is not expected. An enhanced risk is a level 3 out of 5. This means the ingredients will be in place for numerous severe storms to develop, including the risk for intense thunderstorms. A level 4 moderate risk is issued when widespread severe weather is possible, including the potential for widespread wind damage and/or several strong tornadoes. Severe storms may be intense and long-lived. Level 5 high risk is rare but still occurs in the Deep South. This is issued when a severe weather outbreak is expected. This could mean long track tornadoes, violent tornadoes, or a derecho event is expected. While there is a risk for severe weather, the two big things to watch out for are a watch and a warning. A watch is issued when conditions are favorable for severe weather. That's when you need to have your plan in place for upcoming severe weather. If a warning is issued, that means to take immediate action as severe storms are imminent or they're happening and you need to get into your safe place. Now, a good way to remember it here in Southeast Louisiana, a crawfish watch versus a crawfish warning. A crawfish watch means we have all the ingredients in place, all the fixings in place, and we should be standing by and preparing for the boil. A crawfish warning means the boil was a success and it's time to take immediate action before it's too late. So watches and warnings are issued for flooding as well. Here's meteorologist Brian Ramsey with more.
Yeah, thanks, Ashley. When you say the word severe weather, the picture may come to mind is, destroyed homes, tornadoes, but flooding is a very real threat and a present danger, one that many in Louisiana are all too familiar with. Some of you may have been affected by the flooding in 2019, which saw very heavy rainfall in southeast Baton Rouge in June. Or perhaps you remember the terrible flooding of August 2016. 20 to 30 inches of rain fell, which led to flash flooding and record river flooding. Flash flooding is one of the primary concerns during severe weather season and hurricane season, since strong thunderstorms or heavy tropical rain can lead to rapidly rising water. The dangers of flooding speaks for itself, but the question remains, what can you do to stay safe if a flash flood is occurring? Well, first off, try to be prepared before a flood occurs. Know if you are at risk by checking to see if you are located in a floodplain. You can enter your address to find this out on msc.fema.gov. Also, be sure to check your insurance for flood coverage. Before a storm arrives, have your devices charged so you can receive weather alerts from our BR Proud Weather app. And go outside to check that your storm drains are not clogged with debris. Now, rapid heavy rainfall can lead to rapid water rises in low-lying areas and rivers. So, remember the number one rule. Turn around, don't drown. Do not drive into flooded roadways or around a barricade. Water may be deeper than it appears on the surface and can hide many hazards, such as sharp objects, washed-out road surfaces, electrical wires, chemicals, and many other things. I have here 2 typical bottles of water. Let's take one of these water bottles, for example. It's about 6-7 inches tall, and if you're walking through water that is this deep and it's moving swiftly, that's all it takes to knock you off your feet. And if you double that amount of water, that's how much it takes to float a small car. And if you think you're safe in a pickup truck or maybe a large SUV, you'd be wrong. All it takes is 2 feet of water to float those vehicles away.
If water is rising quickly in your home or wherever you may be, try to get to a higher level or on the second floor. If this is not an option, try to get on your roof. Do not go to your attic, since rapidly rising water could leave you trapped.
Flash floods will always be a concern here in Louisiana, but as long as you follow these safety tips that I outlined, you should be more prepared to weather the storm.
Coming up, one way to stay ahead of severe weather is creating a safety plan for you, your family, and your pets. After the break, we'll show you how to do just that.
Did you know flooding comes in second place for most weather-related deaths? Extreme heat has caused the most weather-related deaths.
We now return to the StormTracker team Spring into Action Severe Weather Special.
Well, for any emergency, it is important to have a plan in action for your household, and severe weather is no exception, so it's important to know where you need to go during a tornado warning. One of the biggest things you need to know when you're in your home during a tornado warning is the safest room to go. Debris picked up during severe storms can cause damage to your house and windows, from hail to limbs to potted plants and even knocking over trees. A lot of people like natural light, but you want to avoid large windows in rooms with a lot of windows when a tornado warning has been issued for your area. When a watch has been issued, you should have your plan on standby. When a warning is issued, you need to put that plan into action. The best rooms you're going to need are an interior room with no windows, such as a bathroom, and of course, an inside closet that has no windows and is in the innermost part of your home. For apartments, you can go to the lowest floor and the innermost room, and for mobile homes, you also want to get into the innermost room. If you don't have a safe room like the most inner room in apartments, mobile homes, or even homes, you can use the bathtub and cover yourself. Now let's send it over to Brian for a look at what you need to put in your emergency kit.
Be sure to bring a safety kit packed with essentials in case you lose power or need to evacuate your home. That includes a battery-operated weather radio and flashlights. Stock up on emergency supplies including food, hygiene essentials like soap and toothpaste, and fresh clothes, most of all. Keep your cell phone charged and pack an extra charger or a battery in case you'll need it. And be sure to keep your ID on you. You could need it to get back to your neighborhood if there is damage.
Not only should you have a severe weather plan and safety kit for you and your family, you should make sure your pets are included as well. Pets depend on us, their owners, to keep them safe when danger is imminent. In the event of a disaster, timing is everything. You want to be prepared before a disaster strikes. The first step to take is to make sure your pet is microchipped and has updated ID tags.
Microchipping is one of the absolute best ways to reunite a pet with their owner. It's one of the only permanent methods we have to identify a pet.
Make a special emergency kit for your furry friend. The kit should include medical records, any medicine they need, a recent photo, basic first aid supplies, food and water, and bowls to put them in, beds and blankets, and an extra collar and leash. Be sure to prepare a safe space for your pet, one that you can move quickly.
Take something like an airplane type crate or carrier and create a little home for them. And you should do this before an emergency even occurs. You should get them used to that space and make it a place that they go to when they're nervous.
You may want to bring a few toys and a blanket to put inside the kennel for an extra level of comfort. If you have an anxious cat or dog, consider purchasing a calming vest or talk to your vet about medication. Pets often find comfort in their humans, so try to remain calm before, during, and after the storm.
Pets feed off of our energy. And so if you're acting nervous and you're talking to them in a high-pitched voice and you're expressing your concerns about a storm to them, they feed off that.
And if you are forced to evacuate or find shelter, be sure to bring your pet with you. And if you get separated from your pet,
go to your parish's shelter. So if you're in East Baton Rouge Parish, come here, look for yourself. Put eyes on every animal. It's what we encourage anybody with a lost pet to do.
Social media can also be a powerful tool to get word out about missing pets. Remember, severe weather can strike at any time, so it is important to have your plan ready to go all year long. For more ways to help keep your pets safe before, during, and after storms, you can go to our website, beourproud.com. Still to come tonight, we dive into the preparations utility companies take to keep our cities online during a storm and help speed up recovery after disaster strikes.
Did you know lightning can travel over 10 miles from its parent thunderstorm? So if you hear thunder, you better go indoors. You're close enough to be struck by lightning.
We now return to the StormTracker team Spring into Action Severe Weather Special.
Welcome back. Utility companies like Entergy and Dimco know how important it is to prepare for the severe weather season. Jacqueline Kissick tells us how to keep our community safe during these storms.
No stranger to severe storms.
When a storm hits, Entergy and Demco must react fast. Hundreds of linemen are already often in place to get power back on for the people of Louisiana.
It's really important to prepare before any urgent weather situation.
Being unprepared could mean the loss of property or worse, the loss of life. Torrential downpours cause major amounts of flooding. According to the National Oceanic Atmospheric Administration, it resulted in $1.4 billion worth of damage and 5 deaths last year.
With 8,866 miles of power line, that's enough to stretch back and forth across the country 3 times.
And having those power lines up and running is crucial. David Fries, spokesperson for Entergy, not only explained how important their technology is, but also also their employees.
So many of our employees, they live and work in the communities that we serve.
And when severe storms hit, those are the people who make our area bright again.
And it becomes personal for them because they want to make sure that the power continues to flow for their friends and their neighbors and the people in their community.
And the utility companies suggest you help your community too.
Keeping up with the news alerts, be sure to follow guidance from local and state officials regarding those type of evacuations, whether they're ordered or not.
Because awareness and preparedness could save a neighbor's life. Your local meteorologists watch the storm's every move and can often pinpoint dangerous conditions down to the neighborhood. Every storm season, meteorologists, first responders, and linemen often form a team of protection to help keep you out of harm's way. I'm Jacqueline Kissick reporting.
And if you do lose power during a storm, there are several things you need to remember. If you have a generator, that will help power your home, but remember to keep it outside and away from homes. Candles will help lighting at night, but do not place them near flammable objects like nail polish or air spray. Keep your refrigerators and freezers closed until that power returns. And keeping your doors and windows closed will also help with temperature changes from day to night when you don't have AC or heat running.
Major changes are coming to southeast Louisiana when it comes to severe weather coverage. How coverage will improve, that's next. Did you know straight line winds can cause as much as or even more damage than a weak tornado?
We now return to the StormTracker team Spring into Action Severe Weather Special.
Welcome back. Each year we always look to see how we can improve our coverage for you. How we can help keep you better prepared for strong storms. Well, this year the National Weather Service is moving their radar from Slidell to Hammond. This will add to the radar data we receive from Lake Charles and Fort Polk, improving our overall storm coverage.
And actually moving that beam lower means parts of especially Baton Rouge and parts of central Louisiana are going to see storms a lot lower in the atmosphere. Right now we're sampling the atmosphere much higher up, and while we are trained to look at those higher slices of the radar to decide what's happening at the ground, seeing anything below 1,000 feet is going to be a huge improvement when it comes to tornado detection.
Now, with better detection and better radar, we'll be able to better inform you and keep you more up to date with severe weather as it comes through our area.
When severe weather comes our way, you want to make sure you have several different ways of receiving critical alerts. This can range from tuning into our live coverage on NBC Local 33 and Fox 44 to owning a battery-operated weather radio, and you can even follow our social media pages. So our Be Our Proud Weather app is a great tool to have on hand before, during, and after storms hit. Jay Martin shows you how to set up localized alerts in our app.
Well, our Be Our Proud Weather app is a great tool. We have it year-round, but especially during severe storms. The app is available on any of the mobile devices. All you have to do is look it up and download that. And once you do, it's going to ask to access your GPS and your current location. If it does not, you can easily just open up the app. It gives you plenty of information at the very beginning of current radar, a lot of information. But to get set on your location, you hit the setting button, then you hit locations, and it'll pull up this area where it has your current location is saved, but you can also add different locations if you are going to be traveling or going anywhere else. And to add on to that, even during not severe weather, we have the possibility of showing video forecasts where you guys can get what we have been forecasting and have on our website, but then also to add to even more information during severe storms, you can find out about outages all on the app. And there's plenty more information of warnings and watches that you can receive.
Coming up after the break, we'll take another look at what to expect this severe weather season.
We now return to the StormTracker team Spring into Action Severe Weather Special.
Welcome back. Our spring severe weather season runs from March to May, and this severe weather season could be really active, especially for our neighboring states to our north. Damaging winds, hail, tornadoes, and flash flooding will all be possible. In case severe weather strikes our area, make sure your severe weather safety plan is ready to go. And of course, you can count on your StormTracker weather team to keep you and your family and pets safe and informed before, during, and after storms.
That's right, Ashley, and thank you for joining us.
And stay safe and stay tuned to NBC Local 33 and Fox 44 for the latest forecasts.